Hi, I'm Hal Williams, and today we're here in the North Georgia mountains visiting with Gordon Pirkle, the owner of the Dawsonville Pool Room. It's located in Dawson County, Georgia, and it's not only a hangout for the locals, but for the royalty of the racing world. Gordon's had the pool room since the mid-1960s, and in the 1980s, Bill Elliott, that's Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, and the all-time most popular race car driver, put the place on the map. This is Gordon Pirkle, owner of the Dawsonville Pool Room. Gordon, tell us a bit about the history of moonshine running and how it evolved into NASCAR sports we know today.
Well, Dawsonville, Dawson County was always known as the moonshine capital of the world. It was settled by people that brought their recipe over, and then when Prohibition came along, it really got big. Then we had a big market just 60 miles south of here to Atlanta, and the way the land laid up here, it turned out to be that just almost everybody in this small county, if it's formed, participated in moonshining.
Well, how did that evolve into NASCAR?
Well, to get their product to the market, they had they used automobiles from Dawsonville to Atlanta. And when the V8 engine came out during the prime time of the moonshine business, the revenues began to step up there, trying to catch these people and slow it down. And it got to be pretty much of a sport itself, the liquor hauling from here to Atlanta. And it started out probably in the mid-30s. A group of people would meet down here in the river bar, and some of the big moonshiners would actually bet on who had the best drivers. And they'd meet on Sunday evening down there and competed in a homemade track down in the river bar. And it kind of leaked out, and people started showing up for it. And Frank Christian, who lived just about 15 miles up the road here, he seen dollar signs in that. He went to Atlanta and rented the old horse track at Lakewood Fairground. That was the first organized stock car racing in this part of the country. The very first race was won by Lord C. of Dawsonville. The next race was won by Roy Hall from Dawsonville, and they pretty well dominated to start with. Gober Soulsby joined them. But in the 1940, they went down to Daytona and competed on the beach. In the decade of the 40s, they ran 15 races down on the old beach course in Daytona. Out of those 15, 12 of them was won by people from Dawsonville, Georgia. So they pretty well dominated racing in the beginning. But the main reason they had the equipment right off the bat, Red Volk, who was a well-known NASCAR engine builder, but he was building engines for the whiskey hauler before racing came along, so they had a jump there.
Well, I guess when Bill Elliott came on the scene, things really began to pop here in Dawsonville. Yeah,
it really did. This history would probably, I don't know where it had been told as good as it is if Bill hadn't come along. As the reporters would come to town to find out about Bill Elliott, they would hear these stories and realize that Dawsonville was rich in history of racing. Just this tiny town, you can see out what a small town this is. We've had 5 different drivers win a total of 12 times at Daytona.
Wow. Well, Gordon, when I was coming in the door, I noticed up on the building there's a siren up there. What's the story behind that?
Well, when Bill won his first race back in 1983, it was the last race of the season out in Riverside, California. We had an old house. We stored some old machines out in back. And some of my employees, they'd meet on Sunday evening, and they just began to televise some of the races, and they'd meet back there. And I happened to come by that Sunday, and the race ended on a caution, so we knew Bill was going to win. And the boys was talking over what we're going to do. Somebody suggested going around the courthouse the wrong way, blowing our horns. And I happened to look over and had a siren laying there that my brother-in-law had let me have. It used to be on the old power station. When they updated the station, they didn't need that, and I was going to hook it up to my burger alarm. So I grabbed a drop cord and put those pigtails in that thing. I set that siren on just as Bill took the checkered flag. Well, here comes the deputy sheriff pulling up, want to know what happened. The burglar alarm's on. I said, no, Bill Elliott's won a race. He said he did. He pulled off. A few minutes, he's back in here, won't know why we can't get that cut off. I said, Bill Elliott won a race, and we're going to party. And ever since then, I have sounded that same siren all Bill major win and most of his polls.
Well, Gordon, that's great. Thank you very much for sharing all this with us today. Y'all remember that every day at Dawsonville Pool Room you can get a taste of the good old days of moonshine and souped up cars. You may even run into Gordon. He's usually at the cash register. Thanks, Gordon.
Thank you, Hal.
You'll also get a taste of the world-famous Bully Burger, invented by an old moonshiner by the name of Bully, who ran the place before Gordon. By the way, the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame is also located in Dawsonville, and the first NASCAR race car driven by Bill Elliott is there. And the Moonshine Festival is held here in Dawsonville in October of every year. Now, if y'all will excuse me,